Let's talk about something nobody at the dinner table wants to bring up, but that millions of men are living with in silence right now. A marriage where the wife will not touch her husband, will not initiate, will not respond. A marriage where physical intimacy has slowly, almost imperceptibly, dried up completely, and nobody is talking about why. Here's what makes it so disorienting. There was a time when it was not like this. There was a time when she wanted him, when they could not keep their hands off each other. But then something shifted. The ink dried on the marriage certificate. Life settled in. Somewhere in that transition, the same woman who could not get enough of him started acting like physical intimacy was beneath her dignity. He is standing there in his own home, next to his own wife, feeling like a stranger, feeling like a roommate, feeling like the life he was promised quietly got replaced with something cold and transactional, and nobody told him until it was already done. If that is where you are right now, pay very close attention to what I am about to say. And if you are a woman watching this, if some part of you recognizes yourself in this description, good. Stay with that feeling. What I am going to share is not an attack. It is an invitation to understand something most people never get honest about. Mark wakes up every morning to the sound of his own footsteps echoing down the hallway. His wife is already up, already busy, already somewhere else. They move around each other all day, carving out space, trading chores, sharing a bed, but never touching. Not really, not in the way that matters. He remembers a time when her eyes lit up just seeing him. Now, most days, he feels invisible. He doesn't talk about it. Most men don't. But the truth is, Mark is not alone. The numbers are right there in the cold light of day. 12% of married couples are living in what researchers call a sexless marriage. That is 1 in 8. And if you count the ones who are barely hanging on, just going through the motions, maybe once a month, maybe less, the number climbs even higher. Nobody plans for this. Nobody stands at the altar thinking, one day I'll be nothing more than a roommate to the woman I love. But here it is, the slow drift, the silent ache, the sense that something vital has gone missing, and nobody wants to say its name out loud. Mark knows the script. He provides. He protects. He checks every box. But every night, he lies awake next to a woman who used to want him, and now she barely even looks at him. The world tells him to accept it, to be grateful for what he has, to swallow his longing and call it maturity. But Mark feels the cost of silence, the cost of pretending, the cost of living as a stranger in his own home, and he is not the only one. Respect is the oxygen of desire. When it's gone, nothing else will breathe life back into a marriage, not flowers, not vacations, not years of loyalty or sacrifice. Women do not sustain desire for men they don't respect. That's not a flaw in them. It's a law of nature, as real as gravity. You can be the nicest man in the world. You can work yourself to the bone, provide every comfort, show up for every crisis, and still wake up one morning to a woman who treats you like a fixture, not a lover, not a man, just another part of the furniture. Ask yourself, when did she start managing you, When did you stop leading? When did you become safe, predictable, easy to ignore? You may think you're being a good husband, never rocking the boat, always accommodating, never drawing a line. But what you call kindness, she may read as passivity. What you call stability, she may see as stagnation. The man she once admired has faded into the background, and with him, her desire. Mark saw it happen in slow motion, the little sighs, the way she rolled her eyes when he offered an idea, the sudden chill in the air when he hesitated instead of deciding. He didn't lose her body first. He lost her respect. And once that respect was gone, the rest was just a matter of time. This is not about blame. This is about truth. If you want to reclaim desire, you have to reclaim respect, not by demanding it, not by becoming harsh or cold, but by standing up straight, owning your space, and refusing to shrink. Because the hard reality is this: respect is the linchpin. Without it, desire dies. With it, everything changes. Desire fades quietly, worn down by routines that seem harmless until the distance is impossible to ignore. Mark reaches for her. She turns away. He asks. She sighs, and he lets it go. This is the demand and withdraw pattern. One partner pursues, the other retreats. Each failed attempt builds a wall of silence. The house grows still. The bed remains untouched. It is not just about sex. Over time, boundaries dissolve. He stops asking for what he wants, stops saying no, and lets her mood set the tone. He tells himself he is being kind, but in reality he is vanishing. She notices. She carries the emotional load, managing the household, mothering the children, and sometimes even him. Exhaustion settles in. When she feels responsible for everything, desire slips away. The spark dies under the weight of resentment and fatigue. Marriages drift from passion to partnership, from lovers to roommates, not in a single moment, but through daily surrenders. Boundaries blur, polarity fades, respect thins. Without respect, desire cannot survive. She stops looking at him, stops wanting him, and stops needing him to stand firm. Each time he withdraws or yields to keep the peace, he teaches her he can be managed or ignored. That lesson suffocates desire more than any argument. The pattern is visible. It is named. If it is recognized, it can be broken. Marriages turn on moments so small they are easy to miss. Tiny tests that reveal what is thriving and what is fading. These are ship tests. They arrive quietly. A sharp word, a sigh, a stretch of silence. She may not even realize she is testing, but something in her wants to know if you are steady, if you will stand up or fold when things get tense. Ship tests come in 3 forms. The first is the boundary test. She says something cutting or dismissive. Do you let it slide, shrink away, or try to smooth things over? Or do you hold your ground, calm and firm, not cruel? The second is the emotional test. She brings her frustration, her tears, her anger. Do you rush to fix her, retreat, or lose yourself? Or do you stay present and accountable, refusing to be swept away or to vanish? The third is the leadership test. She asks, sometimes without words, will you make a decision or leave her to carry it all? If you hesitate or defer, she learns she cannot trust you to steer. Mark failed these tests without knowing. He thought keeping the peace meant giving in, but each time he dodged conflict, he taught her to see him as safe and forgettable. Respect faded, and so did desire. A counselor sums it up. Every ship test is a call to show up, not as a doormat, not as a tyrant, but as a steady, self-possessed man. Kindness can be a trap. You think you are doing the right thing, giving more, asking less, smoothing over every rough edge. You are patient. You are generous. You swallow your needs and call it strength. But here is the truth. Every time you back down, every time you let yourself be managed, you lose a piece of yourself. You vanish by degrees. And she feels it. She sees the man she once respected slip into the background, silent and safe and easy to ignore. This is not harmless. It is not maturity. It is not noble. It is a slow bleed. Nearly 3/4 of married men, around 71%, report deep distress when intimacy dries up. Not mild disappointment, not just frustration, real pain, anxiety, shame. Nights spent staring at the ceiling, wondering what went wrong. You cannot love your way out of this by being softer, smaller, more agreeable. Passivity is not love. Accommodation is not leadership. If you want to stop living as a ghost in your own home, you have to stop disappearing. You have to reclaim your ground, because the cost of fading away is not just yours to bear. It poisons the air for both of you. Here is the path. 3 steps. No shortcuts, no magic. First, get honest. Track the distance, not just in the bedroom, but in the way you speak, the way you move, the way you look at each other. Stop pretending. Name the drift. See it for what it is. Second, reset your mindset. Every morning say it. I am peaceful and accountable, not passive, not reactive, not a ghost. This is your anchor. Third, change your response. When the next ship test comes, whether a sharp word or a cold glance, stand your ground, calm, steady, neither doormat nor tyrant. Men who take these steps see real change. Clinical studies of couples who commit to this process report a 30 to 38% rise in desire. Mark rehearses his new response in private before he tries it in real life. He is not waiting for his wife to change first. He is leading with truth, strength, and self-respect. This is the work. It's not easy, but it is possible. And it's for every man who is done being managed, done being invisible, ready to reclaim his place as a lover, not a roommate. Wives, this is your moment too. Contempt is poison. It kills desire faster than time or distance ever could. Research shows nothing predicts the end of intimacy like contempt, the rolled eyes, the silent judgment, the little cuts that say, you are less. If you want a marriage that breathes, start with appreciation. One honest thank you, one moment of seeing the man across from you, not as a project, not as a problem, but as a partner. Desire cannot live where contempt grows. The choice is yours. Feed the bitterness or water the roots of respect. This is the truth. Women do not sustain desire for men they do not respect. The moment you became manageable, the shift from lover to roommate began. Men, are you peaceful and accountable, or are you cold and checked out? And women, how long will you reward passivity with contempt? Let us break the silence. Share your story below.